Cause he said it to me and Murder, and I'm sitting there analyzing it like, damn, this nigga wanted some bread, or maybe he spent all the bread because he made a couple of million with 5. My whole thing is, maybe the relationship would be good as if you saved some money for your pops when he came home, but I understand how it is to be a young black man with money, and you don't make the right decisions.
I've seen a lot of posts about the Big Meech concert getting canceled. What I'm not seeing is anybody blaming Rick Ross for this. Nobody is saying, yo, Rick Ross is your...
Here's the thing about loyalty. Everybody talks about it, but when real money, real pressure, and real consequences show up, that's when the masks starts flipping. And that's exactly what Big Meech found out the hard way. Because just when it looked like he was finally getting a second chance at life, just when he thought he had someone powerful in his corner, everything came crashing down. Not from an enemy, not from the system, but from someone he trusted.
No, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal.
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross is not being a friend to Meech. He knew what that was going.
See, the story being whispered in the streets right now isn't just about a canceled concert or a couple of missed payments. It's about promises made behind closed doors and money that suddenly stopped flowing. It's about Big Meech walking out of prison thinking he had a lifeline, only to realize that lifeline might have been cut on purpose. And now fans are asking the same question over and over again. Did Rick Ross snake Big Meech when he needed him most? All that money.
Cent says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Little Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail. Now we know Rick Ross has a song where he's like, I think I'm Big Meech. Oh. Larry Hoover, and that's the Big Meech that gets portrayed by Little Meech on the TV show BMF Power, produced by 50 Cent. And it's ironic, right? I mean, it'd be kind of easy to see why the real Big Meech would like that song by Ross, but if 50 Cent gives your family, you know, $5 million in cash, whether it's through acting, I think he was paying for acting lessons for Lil Meech, you gotta have some appreciation. And you know, before more details unfolded, like $5 million, because people were like, oh, 50 Cent doesn't pay people, he's always suing people. Look how he paid Ghost from Power less than Mary J. Blige on Power Book. But if Little Meech got $5 million and he's nobody except the son of somebody famous, then he definitely could have treaded carefully with this Rick Ross thing. I don't think Rick Ross even gave him $1 million for whatever they did. It was a picture, it was an event. I doubt it was $1 million. I doubt it was 500,000. I doubt it was 200,000. I think it was $100,000 or less, whatever Big Meech did for Ross, and he sold his relationship with 50 for 100,000.
Because from the outside, it looked like brotherhood. Big smiles, big talk, big plans. But behind the scenes, things weren't adding up. Funds that were supposed to keep Meech stable, gone. Support that was promised, silent. And while Big Meech was scrambling to keep his head above water, Rick Ross was already moving on to the next play. But how did it even get to this point?
Go to your crib, and me and Murder sitting in the backyard, and you like, yo, little baby ain't give me no money. He came in the Ferrari truck, he had the Ferrari truck, he had 4 pockets full. I'm looking at this like, yo, this tripping. Like, little baby he's not obligated to give you nothing. I looked at it like, from that point, maybe 50 should have brung a bag for Meech and maybe a watch or something. Because obviously that's what Ross did or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I had in mind. Because he said it to me and Murder, and I'm sitting there analyzing it like, damn, this nigga wanted some bread, or maybe he spent all the bread because he made a couple of million with 5. My whole thing is, maybe the relationship would be good as if you saved some money for your pops when he came home, but I understand how it is to be a young black man with money, and you don't make...
How did one of the most feared names in street history end up depending on someone else just to survive? To understand that, you've got to rewind the story all the way back. Big Meech didn't just do time, he lost decades. While the world changed, while hip-hop evolved, while the streets shifted, Meech was locked away. And when you're gone that long, people don't wait for you, they replace you. When Meech finally came home, reality hit him fast. The power he once had, gone. The money, mostly gone too. Legal fees, family support, living expenses, it all eats away quicker than people think.
Your car at, now where your yacht at, where your plane at, where your fish at. Life can sometimes be like real estate, baby. You might have to knock everything down, build it back up, and get it to the value you need it to be. Took a picture with Rick Ross. You like a hoe. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
Yeah, like business is business. A part of me understands a part of that. I do understand that.
Well, they always say there's no permanent friends and enemies in business, just permanent interests.
Yeah, because this is the thing. I understand that 50 got, the ongoing beef with the people and all of that. You understand what I'm saying? But it seems like
Sure, the BMF name still carried weight, but weight alone doesn't pay bills. And that's where the cracks started to show. Meech wasn't living lavish. He was trying to survive, trying to rebuild, trying to stay relevant in a world that already moved on without him.
February 13th, the Big Meech home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red.
That's why his relationship with 50 Cent mattered so much. The BMF TV series wasn't just entertainment, it was a lifeline. Steady money, executive producer credits, opportunities for his family, Lil Meech becoming a star. That show kept the entire Meech household afloat. But then egos clashed, words were exchanged, social media turned messy. And once that relationship with 50 started to crumble, Big Meech was suddenly exposed. No backup plan, no safety net, just reputation and hope.
Don't remember when they asked me, Wack, what you think about the concert? I said, I think it's too early for dude to even be playing with anything. You need to just kick back. I said it's too early. You don't need to be doing nothing. You eliminate that, ain't none of it on his life right now. It's too early. I said it. When they said, yo, I said, yeah, too early, for him to be doing any of that. He need to just lay back, focus on TV, get his business right with 50. He don't need to be with none of that shit. I said, but I understand why he's doing it, because he's infatuated with that rap. He always wanted to do it. He was never successful at doing it. If you eliminate him doing this, there's no him standing with Rick Ross. There's no 50 tripping. None of it. There's no exposure.
That's when Rick Ross stepped in. At least, that's how it looked. Ross came around talking heavy, saying he had Meech's back, flashing money, making it seem like he was ready to fill the gap 50 left behind. For Meech, that probably felt like a blessing. Somebody powerful, somebody rich, somebody willing to help him land on his feet.
I'm hearing already some people is pulling out of that concert. Yeah, on February 13th, that Big Meech was having. You heard? I know Little Baby ain't performing, right? Yeah, he said he ain't f***ing with Gunna no more because Gunna a rat. I know he ain't performing that Big Meech. Yeah, 50 on the internet calling this a rat. Talking about Tammy Cowan. This shit done grew some legs. Yeah, from when we was on the internet a few months ago talking about, yo, how Cuffy get indicted, how the Migo get indicted, and Meech ain't get indicted, blah, blah, blah. The shit done grew some legs since then. Yeah, because if Tammy then told 50 and... Yo, 50, let me narrate this shit, B. Let me narrate this. Let's get to that. Yeah, New York, nigga, let's get to that. Yeah, who's going to this concert? I said I want to... Who's going to this concert still? Yeah.
But here's the twist nobody expected. That help came with strings attached. Behind the scenes, Ross was positioned as more than a friend. He became a source, a sponsor, someone allegedly helping with living expenses, legal costs, and day-to-day survival. And when you're fresh out of prison with limited income, that kind of support isn't optional. It's survival. But slowly, things started changing.
Boss Ricky Rose just got word. Meech concert not happening tonight, but 3:05 is going down at the office. Meet us there. Car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop.
Calls weren't answered as fast. Money that was supposed to come didn't show up on time. And then, according to people close to the situation, the funds stopped altogether. No warning, no explanation, just silence.
Did a lot of posts about the Big Meech concert getting canceled. What I'm not seeing is anybody blaming Rick Ross. Nobody is saying, yo, Rick Ross, it's your fault. So I'ma do it. Yo, Rick Ross, this is your fault. You the reason why Big Meech is going through this shit right now, you heard? Because when we was on the internet talking about the Cuffy case and all that, nobody even really gave a f. But now 50 talking about that, and everybody listening. Everybody listening, you heard? So, I just want to say, or I want to ask you, did you think that shit was a good idea in hindsight? Do you think it was a good idea to be in the video with me talking about Sexy Red?
Sexy Red.
Yeah, you think that was a good idea? Also, how you let that get the show canceled in Florida, B? That's kind of diabolical, you heard? 50, that's some bull.
And that's when panic set in. Big Meech wasn't just dealing with embarrassment. He was dealing with real-life consequences. Rent, security, travel, family obligations. All of it adds up. And when those funds dried up, Meech was left scrambling, trying to figure out how someone who promised to help could just disappear.
I said Rick Ross is not being a friend to Meech. He knew what that was going to bring.
That's selfish.
That was a selfish act.
That was selfish. He was trying to show he could control Big Meech to 50. In turn, Big Meech.
Now what you doing? What you doing now? Now the after party y'all had at the office, that's canceled. 50 telling everybody go to booby trap. Office didn't cancel. Looking crazy, so that Meech is sitting back saying, I ain't even asked you to call, I didn't even realize it. Now I'm in there, and I didn't. My TV movie's gonna get exposed and reputation, and then son.
Meanwhile, Rick Ross didn't look stressed at all. He was still posting, still promoting his own events, still living comfortably. And that contrast made fans furious, because while Meech was drowning, Ross looked like he didn't even get his shoes wet.
Yeah, so look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget.
What nobody can ignore is timing. The financial support didn't stop randomly. It stopped after the public fallout with 50 Cent got louder, after the internet started watching closely, after the pressure started mounting. And people started connecting dots. Was Rick Ross ever planning to fully support Meech long-term? Or was this always temporary, just enough help to get Meech to publicly align with him and distance himself from 50? Because once that bridge was burned, Ross no longer needed to play savior.
Knew perfectly damn well what he was doing and what that would lead to. And if he was a real friend to Meech, unless he was looking to get 50 out the way, he would have dealt with Meech in the shadows, because he knows me and this dude who is gonna react if he sees me dealing with this dude that he has business with. And there was a lot of business left to be done, right? Rick Ross, bro, could have done whatever he was going.
That's the part that hurts the most. Big Meech didn't just lose money, he lost leverage. By siding with Ross, he alienated 50, the one person who had consistent power, resources, and proven loyalty when it came to BMF. And once that door closed, Ross held all the cards. Until he didn't want to play anymore. Sources say Meech felt blindsided. He genuinely believed Ross was in it for the long run, that there was a bigger plan, maybe a movie deal, maybe new business ventures, something solid. But instead of progress, all he got was talk, big ideas with no follow-through. And when Meech needed real help the most, Ross allegedly pulled back. No public defense, no emergency support, no real explanation, just distance. That silence speaks louder than any Instagram post ever could. The emotional damage from that kind of betrayal runs deep. Meech isn't just a public figure, he's a father, a brother, a symbol to his family. When his money stopped, it didn't just affect him, it affected everyone connected to him. Lil Meech's career, his relatives who depended on BMF income, their sense of stability. Imagine finally being free after decades, only to feel trapped again, this time by dependency and broken promises. And the worst part? Meech can't even publicly explode the way others do. He's still under supervision, still limited in what he can say and do. So he has to sit quietly while the narrative spins without him. That frustration eats at a person. Fans noticed it too. They started asking why Rick Ross never addressed the financial situation, why he moved on so quickly, why every post was about his own success while Meech faded into the background. Some say Ross used Meech's name for credibility, for street validation, for branding, and once the attention shifted, so did his loyalty. Now, whether that's 100% true or not, one thing is undeniable. Big Meech was left hanging. And in the world he comes from, that's the ultimate disrespect. This situation has forced people to re-examine the difference between real loyalty and opportunistic alliances. 50 Cent, for all his trolling and disrespect, did put real money behind Meech for years, real opportunities, real structure. Rick Ross, on the other hand, talked big, but when it came time to sustain support, the well ran dry. And that's a hard lesson to learn late in life. The emotional toll of realizing you backed the wrong horse is heavy, especially when that decision costs your family stability and your future security. Meech may never publicly admit regret, but the consequences speak for themselves. Now he's left trying to rebuild again, older, more cautious, more aware that smiles don't equal loyalty, that cash flashed today can disappear tomorrow. And Rick Ross, he keeps moving, unbothered, untouched, while questions follow him everywhere he goes. Did he intentionally cut Meech off? Was it business? Was it fear of backlash? Or was Meech simply no longer useful? Those answers may never come, but what's clear is this. Big Meech trusted the wrong person at the wrong time, and that mistake cost him more than money. It cost him momentum, trust, and peace. The streets always say the same thing. Never depend on someone who benefits from your downfall, because once they get what they need, they won't hesitate to leave you standing alone. And right now, that's exactly where Big Meech is. So the real question isn't whether Rick Ross snaked Big Meech, it's whether Meech can survive yet another setback and still find a way to stand on his own 2 feet. Because if there's one thing history has shown, it's that Big Meech knows how to adapt. But this time, the odds are heavier, the allies are fewer, and the lessons are painful. Let us know what you think. Was Rick Ross wrong for cutting off financial support? Or was Big Meech naive to trust anyone at all? Either way, one thing is certain. This story isn't over yet.